Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Janet Valenza, and I am the president of women's clothing brand GOGOgracious. I help dynamic women like you who may be frustrated with fashion look great in less time. You can reach me on all social media at JanVNYC, and if you haven't already done so, please join our community. Visit us at facebook.com/JanVNYC and like the page. So today, as always, I'm live and I'm very excited. These live sessions are a little scary, but I do enjoy them and I usually feel elated when I'm finished. Today's topic is simplicity in closets and clothing. Do you find that in your home right now, there's so much activity and there's so much stuff in there between working from home and the kids doing their schoolwork at home and just all the other things that you have to do? It's just kind of crowded with stuff. So that's what we're going to be addressing today. And if you stick with us until the end, you're going to get some great information, some tips on how to evaluate functionality in a garment, how to edit your wardrobe, and how to maximize your storage. So please say hi, drop a hi in the comments. If you're watching it on the replay, drop replay in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I want to know what you think. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. I can see them live here, and I'm happy to answer them during our quick session. So simplicity in closets and clothing. It's going to be two parts. Part one, I'm going to show you sleeve functionality. And part two, I'm going to welcome my guest. Debra Russo is here in the studio. She is from the Two Girls, One podcast, and also California Closets. So without further ado, let's begin. The first thing I'm going to do is quickly share my screen so you can see the GOGOgracious active outerwear jacket. Having a little bit of difficulty doing that right now. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. So you can see the whole jacket itself. I wanted to give you an idea actually what it looks like. And now I'm going to come back to you and I'm going to try the jacket on so I can demonstrate the sleeve functionality that I spoke about a minute ago. Oh, before I put it on, I forgot to mention that the shirt I'm wearing today, the top I have on today, has a bell sleeve. So it's not a close to the wrist sleeve, it's a bell sleeve. It's wide. So I'm going to put the jacket on. And with this jacket, I have spoken the last few weeks about functionality, meaning the collar, which is great in the wind, it's water resistant. And we also talked about how to layer it, not just underneath, but also over it. And today we're talking about the sleeve. So take a look at the sleeve. It's close to the wrist. And quite honestly, the bell sleeve underneath is very bunched up. It's not very comfortable. If you like comfort, please drop comfort in the comments. So now when I open the zip up and I'm able to get both of these sleeves out, not only do I see the gorgeous detail of the chevron that I'm wearing, the chevron pattern, but it's also so much more comfortable and therefore easier to wear. So why am I telling you this? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, when you wear a bell sleeve, which is something that's been trending in fashion the last couple of years, you often put a bell sleeve jacket over it, and then you need a second jacket. But when you wear a jacket that has a zip opening like this, you don't need a bell sleeve jacket. So one jacket does the work of two. Therefore, it's a simpler solution and it's easier to get dressed. If you like easy, please drop easy in the comments. And furthermore, one more point, I want you to be able to evaluate functionality in a garment. And when you do see a zip sleeve, to think about it. The garment may cost a little bit more, but in a jacket, it's worth it. It's an investment because, again, it leads to simplicity in wardrobe and ease in dressing. So I encourage you to think about these functional details. When you're purchasing a jacket, you'll find that you'll get one that covers a variety of circumstances, and then you won't need another one. And now, without further ado, I am going to welcome Debra Russo into the studio. Hi, Debra.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Welcome. Welcome. Debra, as I mentioned, is of the Two Girls, One Podcast and California Closets. And the first question that I have for you, Debra, has to do with editing a wardrobe. If somebody has too much clothing, what do you recommend as step number one to begin to cull it down so that it'll actually fit in the closet that they have?
Well, I think one of the biggest things I learned from my co-host, who is a professional organizer, is taking everything out of the closet. So just take out some random pieces that I don't wear that much, but it's really not the right way to do it. You really need to take everything out and put it across your bed and just put everything into categories. So that way you can see exactly how many black long sleeve tops you own or how many sleeveless tops you have in certain colors. And then assess from there what you still wear and what you don't wear out of those categories. And it's just an easier way to edit, I think.
I understand. And I like that idea of looking at all the black tops all at once, because you can evaluate the fit, you can evaluate the fabric, you can evaluate how much you wear it, how hard it is to care for it, and select the one that really does the best job for you. And again, leads to simplicity and editing. It's kind of consistent with our brand values here at GOGOgracious. Mm-hmm. The next question I have has more to do with storage as opposed to editing. Once you have a closet, what do you recommend for organizing the interior of it in terms of sections to store various things?
So I would say the best way to maximize space is definitely doing double hanging instead of the classic just pull and shelf that's inside of a closet, which is like a normal case scenario, which really isn't that practical for anyone. Ideally, when you open up your closet, if it's double doors, you should have your shelves down the center and hanging on the side so you can see everything at once. Ideally getting everything off the floor, because I mean, anything that's on the floor, you're going to have to move your hanging out of the way to access it. But obviously, depending on how much you own, you might need to utilize your floor space, but definitely making the shelving where you open the door so you can see what's on the shelves, for sure.
That makes sense to have everything visible. And I love the double hanging because it doubles the amount of storage space. What about long hanging?
I definitely try not to overdo it on long hanging. I mean, if you have a couple gowns that you need storage for, then absolutely convert a small section to long hanging. But the more long hanging you have, it is taking away from either shoe storage, foldeds, or double hanging. If you have a lot of stuff and, you know, the more long hanging you give yourself, we're taking away from more other items that you need storage for. So if you have stuff like maxi dresses or even casual jumpsuits, I would fold them over the hanger and put them in a double hanging section, and maybe just keep a small long hanging section for that random bridesmaid's dress that you need a home for, or anything more formal.
I love hanging the long hanging in half over the double hanging because it really makes it flexible and versatile, and that's really what you want to do. So thanks for coming. We're about out of time. That's Debra Russo of Two Girls, One Podcast and California Closets, and I'm Janet Valenza of GOGOgracious at JanV NYC. So please let me know how I'm doing. Reach out to me, and I will look forward to seeing you next time and getting to know you a bit better, Debra. Thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.